The themes in my work, they have grown and changed and taken new directions, I suppose, with the unfolding of my work over, well, probably close to 30 years now. I never add up, the time, but it seems to be quite a long time now. So that the things that would have taken precedence conceptually, say 25 years ago, are somewhat different now, but I can look back at where I was in an earlier sort of aspect of my career, and now with hindsight I can see, I suppose, the seeds of some of the ideas that I've picked up more now. And I would say that every work I do, it doesn't come from nowhere. It comes out of earlier works, but perhaps is a surprising tangential offshoot from an earlier work, and surprising to me, perhaps surprising to the viewer, but very surprising to me that it's only by doing one work that you start to think about a whole range of things that work somehow points you in a new direction, and then you go off in that direction. The work for me is, I suppose, an unfolding of ideas and subjects and various disciplines that I've been interested in, but you could actually see, quite a marked evolution, I think, if you look at the work as a whole. The entrance room to the exhibition, the theme is really that of consumption. I mean, we all, almost all of us, on the planet, let alone in our, urban world in, say, Sydney, live lives where, although some of us are becoming increasingly discomforted by the fact we are consumers, we're consumers of all sorts of resources, whether it's power such as electricity or fuel, running our cars or whatever, or whether it's the food we eat or the things we entertain ourselves with, or the things we wear, or in the places we live. It's very, very difficult for us to escape that consumer world. In fact, it's virtually impossible. And this first room actually tries to look at that and engage with that and pass comment about that world that we seem to be tied to. And perhaps an undercurrent of some of the works in this room would be to point to the fact that we are tied to that world, whether we like it or not. I was invited a few years ago to do a rug for an exhibition, and I thought that I'd do something about endangered plant species in Iraq. I settled upon doing a work that referred to the southern Iraqi marshlands. The marshes were dammed by Saddam Hussein after the first Gulf War in the early 90s because the marsh Arabs were not sympathisers of his party, and it was his way of forcing them out of their environment. So on the rug here you have a number of plants which are indigenous to the marshlands there in that part of the world. So they're all water plants, and some of them are quite sacred. My father obligingly photographed for me wearing a cloak I knitted out of Coca-Cola cans. Well, various people have said he looks like someone who's a tribal elder, but at the same time is living, sort of perhaps a meagre existence amongst the detritus of the modern, urban, material world that we're all forced to inhabit.